Yeah.
But this is what I think we're trying to accomplish in tonight's podcast is the fact that this government overreach, the food that we're eating, most people have no idea where it really comes from and how bad the situation is. Um, and then you have people that are trying to do clean food, chemical free, pesticide free, that are the ones that are getting slapped on the wrist and given fines or penalties or lawsuits. I mean, all kinds of stuff. They're not going after the big ag who's producing food that is actually making you sick. And that's the biggest problem with this. And people need to wake up to what's really going on. So we need to be supporting these small farms. We need to be buying from them. We need to be going to these protests and showing the mass amount of people that do not want or that want actually clean food and don't want the big ag.
I
Yeah,
think it all comes
absolutely.
down to following the money.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
The government overreach is because they are supported by these industries that pay billions of dollars in all sorts of ways to get what they want, but they're making that money back on the back end because literally some people have no choice but to buy the commercialized food. When you have small farms like your farm and like Amos Miller's farm, it is the community that supports them. Well, the local government and the larger government is not getting much money out of it. So you become a kind of pesky to them. You're making money without them making money. And that's the bottom line.
right.
Where's the money coming from?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it also goes back to control too. Who was it? Kissinger said, control the food, control the people. I
Yeah,
think it
the
was in
poisoned food is
yes,
less. It's cheaper
yes,
than the
yes.
organic foods, you know?
It is. It
It
is.
wouldn't have to be. That's the point. And we'll go back to the Amos Miller thing, but I think the money issue is big here. The control issue is big here. But I think what we're talking about tonight is the overstepping. How you can go
Absolutely.
in and ruin a man's business with actually no harm ever been done.
Well, it's not so much that also just that they're ruining his business. In both this case and the last time they raided his property, he was not allowed to even feed any of those products to his family. Okay, there is no law in Pennsylvania that says that you can't, produce your own food or butcher your own animals on your property for your own consumption.
Hmm.
But somehow they deemed that those products were not safe. They slapped those sticker seals on all his freezers and refrigerators, so that if he had opened them up to get something out for his kids, the seal would be broken, and they would prosecute him for that.
He
I
wasn't
think
even allowed to feed it to his animals, right?
correct. Yes, yes, yes. And anybody that knows anything about raw milk and pigs is that when you're processing the milk for other things like butter or cheese or whatever, all that waste stuff, the pigs will absolutely go crazy for that. And it's one of the healthiest things for them to have too. Um, but going to the overreach, I think it was in 2010 in Iowa. There was a raw milk case, and it made it all the way to the federal courts in Iowa, and the courts actually said that we do not have the right to obtain the food of our choice. They put that in the court documents.
So they're literally saying that we are slaves. That
Yes.
literally means
Yes.
that we're slaves,
Now,
you know?
without going down this rabbit hole, you could say that we do not have any rights. Rights are a product of a system that wants us to feel comfortable under their control. That what we really need to do is protect our dominion, and rather than our rights. But that's a completely different conversation.
Well, that's why we're here for sovereignty. I mean, that's really what it boils down to.
Right.
Reclaiming your sovereignty and not allowing the overreach to get
Right.
to you.